Have you ever been through this? You fall into a deep sleep, everything seems calm, but suddenly, in the middle of the night, that uncomfortable sensation appears. Your bladder calls you. You get up carefully, often in the dark, trying not to trip, go to the bathroom, and when you return to bed, the sleep simply disappears. You turn from side to side, try to relax, but something has changed. And the worst part happens a few hours later. It all repeats. If you're waking up 2, 3, or even 4 times a night to urinate, you need to understand something important now. This is not just age. Most people believe this is part of aging, that it's inevitable, that nothing can be done. But that's not true. In many cases, the real problem is much more specific and silent. Your bladder may not be fully emptying before you go to sleep. This leaves a small amount of residual urine, enough to repeatedly interrupt your sleep cycle. And there is another, even more important factor that almost no one mentions: a disconnect between the nervous system and the muscles of the pelvic region. This communication failure causes your body to send the wrong signals to the brain, creating a sense of urgency even when the bladder is not full. In other words, your body is tricking you. And that explains why many times you go to the bathroom and pass only a small amount of urine. Now imagine this happening every night. Your sleep is interrupted, your body does not enter deep rest, your energy the next day drops, your mood changes, and over time, your health begins to be affected. But here's the good news. There is a simple, practical, and extremely effective solution. You don't need expensive medications, you don't need invasive procedures, and you don't need to completely change your routine. In just a few minutes before bed, you can retrain your body to function properly again. And that's exactly what you're going to learn now. There are 4 specific movements that act directly on the cause of the problem. They work on releasing tension, strengthening muscles, improving pelvic mobility, and regulating the nervous system. And most importantly, you can do all of this in your own bed before sleeping. This completely changes the situation, because now you are not just trying to deal with the problem, you are fixing its root. And the first movement is, without a doubt, the most important of all. It targets a muscle that few people know about, but that has a direct impact on your bladder and your sleep. A small, deep, and extremely powerful muscle that may be sabotaging your nights without you realizing it. Exercise 1. Expanded piriformis. Now let's move on to the first exercise, which can be considered the key to unlocking proper bladder function. We're talking about the piriformis muscle. This muscle is located deep in the gluteal region and, despite being small, has a huge influence on the pelvic nerves. Over the years, this muscle tends to become shortened and tight, whether from spending too much time sitting or from natural wear and tear. And that's exactly where the problem begins. Important nerves pass through the pelvic region, known as sacral nerves, responsible for sending the signal to the brain that the bladder is full. When the piriformis is tense, it compresses these nerves. This compression creates a distorted signal. The brain interprets it as urgency to urinate, even when the bladder is not actually full. That's why you wake up with that urgent feeling, and when you get to the bathroom, you notice that the amount of urine is minimal. Now understand the power of this exercise. By stretching this muscle, you release that pressure, allowing nerve signals to return to normal. This drastically reduces false urgency and helps the body empty the bladder more efficiently before sleep. Lie on your back on the bed, with your legs bent and your feet resting on the mattress. Now cross one leg over the other, placing your ankle on the opposite knee, forming a position similar to the number 4. Then hold the back of the thigh of the leg that is on the ground and gently pull it toward your chest. Hold this position for about 40 seconds, breathing deeply and relaxing your body. Then repeat on the other side. When finished, you will feel the area lighter, looser, and with less pressure. This is the ideal moment for your last trip to the bathroom, because your body will be prepared to completely empty the bladder. Exercise 2. Expanded pelvic bridge. Now that you've released the tension, it's time to strengthen the structure that supports your bladder. This is where the second exercise comes in, one of the most important for urinary control, strengthening the pelvic floor. Over the years, this musculature loses strength, and this causes the bladder to not empty completely. The result is that small residual volume that wakes you up in the middle of the night. Lie on your back on the bed, with your knees bent and your feet supported. Keep your feet aligned at hip width. Before starting the movement, gently bring your knees closer together, as if you were holding an object between them. Now slowly lift your hips toward the ceiling, contracting your glutes and lower abdomen. Hold this position for 5 seconds and then slowly lower down, vertebra by vertebra. Repeat this movement 10 times. This exercise strengthens bladder support, improves urinary control, and sends stability signals to the brain. Over time, your body becomes better at tolerating bladder filling during the night, reducing the need to wake up. Exercise 3. Deep pelvic expansion and opening. Now we reach an exercise that few people know about, but that can have a direct impact on your bladder's ability to relax during the night. After releasing tension and strengthening the muscles, you need to create internal space. And this happens through pelvic mobility. Many people over 60 develop what doctors call an overactive bladder, a condition in which the bladder muscle remains in a constant state of contraction. This causes even a small amount of liquid to create an immediate sense of urgency. The problem is not the amount of urine, but the lack of functional space. Lie on your back on the bed, with your body completely relaxed. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall gently to the sides. If you feel discomfort, place pillows or cushions under your knees for support. Now place one hand on your abdomen and the other on your chest. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling your abdomen rise, and exhale slowly through your mouth, relaxing the entire pelvic region. Stay in this position for 2 to 3 minutes. This exercise reduces internal tension, improves circulation in the bladder area, and activates the nervous system responsible for deep relaxation. It prepares the body for continuous, uninterrupted sleep. Exercise 4. Drainage and fluid control. Now let's move on to an exercise that directly targets one of the biggest causes of nighttime bathroom trips: the buildup of fluids in the legs throughout the day. During the day, gravity causes fluid to move downward and accumulate in the legs and ankles. When you lie down, this fluid quickly returns to circulation and is filtered by the kidneys, filling the bladder during the night. This is one of the main reasons why you wake up multiple times. And the solution is simple. Help your body redistribute this fluid before going to sleep. Lie on your back and raise your legs, supporting them on pillows or against a wall so they are above heart level. Hold this position for 5 to 10 minutes, breathing slowly. If you want to enhance the effect, gently move your feet up and down during this time. This exercise improves venous return, reduces swelling in the legs, and prevents this fluid from overloading the bladder during the night. Exercise 5. Direct bladder control. Now let's add a lesser-known but extremely effective exercise to teach your bladder to function properly. Often, the problem is not just physical but also neurological. The body loses fine control over when to empty the bladder, and this can be retrained. Sit or lie down comfortably. Now imagine you need to stop the flow of urine. Contract the muscles in your pelvic region as if you were holding that flow. Hold this contraction for 5 seconds and then fully relax. Repeat this process 10 to 15 times. This exercise strengthens bladder control and improves communication between the brain and the muscles responsible for emptying. Over time, this reduces urgency and increases retention capacity during the night. Now I want you to understand something very important. If you've made it this far, it's because this problem is probably part of your life. And most people continue to suffer simply because they never receive this explanation. They think it's normal, that it's age, that there's no solution. But you've just seen that there is. And it's not complicated. It's just a few minutes a day. Small actions that, when repeated, completely transform your nights. Exercise 6. Bladder activation before sleep. Now, let's talk about a detail that completely changes the game and that almost no one uses correctly. Many people go to the bathroom before bed, but they do it automatically, without ensuring the bladder is truly empty. And this small mistake can make you wake up 2 or 3 hours later. There is a simple technique called double voiding, which helps eliminate the remaining urine left in the bladder. Before going to bed, go to the bathroom and urinate normally, without rushing. After finishing, stand up, walk a few steps, wait about 20 to 30 seconds, and try again. In most cases, there is still a small amount of urine that will be released during this second attempt. This process ensures your bladder is truly empty before lying down, drastically reducing the chance of waking up during the night. Exercise 7. Breathing that controls the bladder. Now let's move on to an exercise that many people underestimate: but that has a direct impact on the nervous system and, consequently, on bladder function. Your body has two main systems, one that activates and one that relaxes. If you go to sleep with your alert system active, your body remains in a state of vigilance, which increases bladder sensitivity and makes waking up easier. And this is where controlled breathing comes in. Lie comfortably in bed, with one hand on your abdomen. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4, allowing your abdomen to expand. Hold the air for 2 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6, completely emptying the air. Repeat this cycle for 2 to 3 minutes. This type of breathing activates the relaxation nervous system, reduces bladder activity, and prepares the body for deep, continuous sleep. Exercise 8. Calf activation to prevent nighttime urination. Now let's target one of the biggest causes of nighttime bathroom trips: fluid buildup in the legs. During the day, this fluid moves downward and gets trapped in the lower limbs. When you lie down, it quickly returns to circulation, is filtered by the kidneys, and fills the bladder. And there is a simple way to prevent this. Sit on the bed or in a chair. Extend your legs in front of you. Now point your feet forward and then pull them back toward your shin, contracting your calves. Repeat this movement slowly and in a controlled way for about 2 minutes. This movement activates the so-called second heart, which is the calf, helping push fluid back to the center of the body before you sleep. Exercise 9. Complete pre-sleep routine. Now you have something extremely powerful in your hands. A complete protocol that can be done in just a few minutes before bed. And when you organize all of this, you realize it's not complicated. On the contrary, it's simple and straightforward. You can structure your routine as follows. First, do the Piriformis stretch to release tension. Then perform the pelvic bridge exercise to activate and strengthen. Next, use the hip opening position to deeply relax. After that, elevate your legs to reduce fluid buildup. Then do the calf activation to improve circulation. Finish with controlled breathing, and finally, apply double voiding before lying down. This set takes less than 10 minutes, but it acts directly on the root of the problem. It releases tension, improves circulation, strengthens muscles, regulates the nervous system, and prepares the bladder for the night. Now I want to ask you a direct question. If you could sleep through the night without waking up, with more energy, more vitality, and better quality of life, would you start today? Because that is exactly what is within your reach right now. You don't need to wait. You don't need anything beyond what you already have. Just a few minutes before bed can completely transform your nights.